Hi all. So this is my presentation for Module 5 of Intro to Sustainability. I will be talking about CLTS, which is Community-Led Total Sanitation, and the UN Sustainable Development and its relation with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. CLTS, to be put in one sentence, is a behavior change approach to ending open defecation in especially more rural areas across the world. This presentation explores how CLTS relates to multiple UN Sustainable SDGs. Now let's talk a little bit more about CLTS. It is a participatory approach to eliminate open defecation. It improves sanitation and hygiene practices. It consists of three parts: triggering, community mobilization, and behavior change. In triggering, we have community-wide meeting to inspire change. We also do collective action to actually build latrines, and we also have a behavior change, which is shifting from open defecation to latrine use. Talking a little bit more about CLTS, it aligns with multiple SDGs, like I mentioned, aiming to achieve a better and healthier and more sustainable world. SDGs encompass SDGs in general, encompass a broad range of global issues, from poverty eradication all the way to climate action. CLTS addresses several key goals contributing to their overall achievement. Specifically, CLTS contributes to improving sanitation and hygiene practices, promoting health and well-being, fostering sustainable development. It also helps address gender disparities in access to sanitation and promotes community participation in achieving these goals. By focusing on behavior change and community ownership, CLTS promotes a holistic approach to sustainable development, addressing multiple SDGs simultaneously. It is a powerful tool for achieving a more equitable and sustainable future. Here we'll be focusing on 4 SDGs mainly: SDG 6, 3, 5 and 1, which is clean water and sanitation, good health and well-being, gender equality and no poverty. SDG 6 being the primary focus. Talking about SDG 6, which is what the paper is based on, CLTS is about eliminating open defecation in rural areas and improving sanitation coverage through latrine construction. One key stat that is mentioned in the paper is that there have been 14 quantitative evaluations reported decreases in open defecation. In some areas, in fact, there is a 71% decrease in open defecation, and there is a significant improvement in latrine coverage in some communities as well. Up next, we have SDG 3. Reduce diarrheal disease. Up next, we have SDG 3, which is reduce diarrheal diseases and improve child health. Improved nutrition and overall well-being is also part of SDG 3. So we are looking at health improvements, but it is worth noting that especially when it comes to SDG 3, as mentioned in the paper, there is not enough evidence to clearly say, and these are all deducted conclusions. We need more long-term evidence-based studies, and this is actually a common theme in this paper. Up next, we have SDG 5, which is gender equality, improved safety and dignity for women and girls, empowers women in decision-making processes, reduces vulnerability to violence and abuse. It also promotes women's participation in gender-sensitive sanitation solutions. And finally, we also have it challenging the gender norms, where it promotes equitable access to sanitation facilities, where no human being is stopped from going for like a proper sanitation facility just because of their gender. Up next, we have the last one, which is no poverty. Of course, reduced healthcare costs also means that you're actually spending less on healthcare, and it also means increased productivity, which is a positive cycle really. Economic benefits contribute to various poverty reduction. So along with that, we also have financial constraints to actually build the latrine. There can be community-based solutions for this, as mentioned in the paper. So here we are talking about village savings associations and loans associations, which basically also boosts up the local economy of village, as well as also helps in building these latrines. Up next, we have quality education, which is a school-led total we are talking about SLTS here, which is a school-led total sanitation, which is an adaptation of CLTS. In this, we are looking at integrating sanitation education directly in schools. We see an increased attendance, particularly for girls, using SLTS, and educational outcomes need a little bit more research, because currently all the evidences we have on improvement of education quality has been mostly deducted and not backed by evidence. Up next, we have SDG 11, which is sustainable cities and communities. um, adapting CLTS principles for urban environment challenges in adapting it to a different context. So currently, as it stands, we have successful implementation of CLTS in Kenya and Madagascar. We also have sustainable. It also helps in sustainable urban development, where CLTS can contribute to sustainable urban growth. And it is easy to see why, because if you look at 150 years ago, sanitation was actually a really big problem in some of the world's biggest cities like London and whatnot. So it will definitely help through developing sustainable cities and communities. So talking about the conclusion, CLTS as a potential, it can be used as a potential tool for achieving multiple SDGs at the same time. To integrate, it is also possible to integrate CLTS with water sanitation and hygiene approaches, what we call as WASH approaches. Some of the things that is mentioned, some of the shortcomings of the paper was there is more research required for evidence-based implementation rather than deduced proofs. And so for the future directions, there can be improvements in monitoring. There can also be improvements in addressing the sustainability issues, and then finally there has to be more urban adaptations. So this is the paper. It's pretty much a literature review sort of paper. So this is I thought it was an interesting paper, so hence why I chose it. Thank you.